Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope all you have a good, refreshing summer. Now, as everyone knows, we start SciTech class with online. However, I'm always open to talk everyone, anytime, any place. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Um, Last year, we discussed about the basic understanding about the origin, about the materials and assemblies. So this semester is more advanced, the material and assembly we will learn. And then, especially this class, this module, we'll learn assembly material as construction point of view. So we'll know about how your design can build from your base design, which is base rendering. Then what do you need to consider in practical field to realize your design? Okay, so we'll learn what you need to consider for realizing your architecture. So I bring this first project precedent here. This is the OG residence. So I work in this project for the single family house locating in San Francisco. So I just kind of indicating that this project several times this semester. So we're looking at how we constructed this project, what kind of construction we need to consider, what kind of assembly we need to consider for this assembly. So we just kind of keep discussing about the class topic from actual project. So we're learning about basic consideration and assembly technique, and also understanding about the practical the knowledge to making out this project from your rendering. Okay. So as everyone knows, the client contract us, and then we have a 3 weeks time period to making the massing. So everyone already know about the massing design from your studio, right? So how you can design massing? You have to be introduced about our design through this massing rendering. So everyone already know how you can make out the massing design basically from the client need. Okay, but after come from the massing, we have to be processed how you actually realized this project on the site. In this case, we are concerned about the lots of detail requirement. So what did you find this drawing set? It is only one page, but we draw around 300-page document set for the construction. But it is just for the architectural part. But it also include MEP, structure, landscape, and historical environmental review set, and more. So it means to realize actual your drawing and actual your basic image, you have to provide lots of a technical idea to show to demonstrating about your knowledge and to demonstrating about some material and assemblies to realize your building. Of course, you have to be understanding about material, construction, structure, MEP, everything combining together to realize your project. So after that, we work in the several documents. So this project just completed several years ago. To build or construct a build, architects have to collaborate with various fields. To collaborate other fields, architects have to know about the architecture system because we have to be communicate with other field. It means we have to be understanding about the other field. We have to be understanding about the client, the language as well. How we can discuss. So you have to find out some language and have to be find out to know about their knowledge to communicate and move your project smoothly. Okay. So it doesn't means you don't need to be structural engineer. You don't need to be MEP engineer. However, you have to be know some sense of the building system. Okay, so architect is not just beautiful rendering provider. We have to be think. We have to be design problem resolver. Okay, even it looks like a very simple building here, but it has the lots of hidden technique to build these minimized and minimal architectural design because you have to be hide and recess the many exposed detail into the finished materials. So that's why even when you think about some lots of simple looking building, but it has the lots of challenging to realize this system. Okay, so we're gonna learning about this assembly. What kind of technique you have to be learned to designing about this minimal design like Apple Shop. we're gonna looking at this kind of idea and system through this module. Okay, so this is the more about the interior view, and you can see how we actually consider about the design of this system, how you can actually find out the better material for your design, basically from your design concept, and how you actually consider about the overall system to combining together. Okay, so I just gonna bring the video to introducing about this project. Stanley introduced about this project, then I will cover the today's topic. Okay, so let's watch the video together.
This house is a unique creation, and it really comes out of a sort of architectural legacy. As you arrive in the cul-de-sac, the house is almost completely solid. But then as you enter and move into the house, it becomes entirely glass. The actual shape of this hilltop was very much part of the inspiration for the form of the house. And the cantilevers were a kind of way to give measure to the hill by a juxtaposition. You arrive on water, which is bringing the bay for a moment to your experience. And then you turn, and the first thing you see is through the house, into the garden, and a cantilever beyond. The other thing about the cantilevers, from the interiors, they are the pieces of the house which focus on the views. They're the sort of lenses. The kitchen is absolutely the heart of the house. It's at the very kind of center of the hill, right at the apex of the landscape. The materials of the house are what create the kind of texture and warmth. The wooden floors, the concrete, then the relationship between the landscape, which often become the walls of the house. In a sense, that's what creates the warmth. So this idea of a house which is really also a landscape, and a landscape which is also a house, was an important part of the idea of how to approach this very beautiful piece of land. Especially in a place like Atherton, which does have this fantastic weather. The two most key cantilevers are the bedroom and the living room. The bedroom, where there's a French balcony, so that the whole wall slides away, and the whole inside of the bedroom actually feels like it's floating in this sort of exterior, just hovering in the sky. The houses seem more like almost a frame of the landscape than an actual kind of completed picture. And the picture is completed by the life that's brought to this frame. The other thing about the topography was that it enabled us to actually build a basement with exposure to light. Normally you can only build a 2-story house, but we have a 3-story house which steps in segments with the landscape. I think one of the inspirations for the sort of object quality of the house are the very beautiful technical things that get made now. And in many ways, the house and the way that it's put together and thought about takes off from that kind of new technology. It's about an almost secret beauty that is concealed by this very, very fine exterior. You know, I think the most distinct difference is that this house is a work of architecture.
Okay, so let's talk about the schedule first. As you know about everyone, we finished the semester before the Thanksgiving break. That's why each module have a 4.5 weeks. So from this region, a little bit intense for the first several weeks. The week one, so today we talk about the multi-story construction consideration, and this Thursday we talk about the substructure, which is how you design the footing. And then next week, we talk about the steel and how using the steel as the finish material and how using steel as the structural material. And then week 3, we talk about some concrete. Okay. And then week 4, so we talk about the grading system. We talk about some assemblies and how you can choose the proper grading for the project. And then the last week, we have a Canvas open book module quiz. Then talk about the Module 1 lecture and lab guideline. So this module will be available entirely online with the option to attend lab on the Tuesday and Thursday in person. So I'll be available during the regular session 2 to 3:40 on Tuesday and Thursday via Zoom or WebEx. So I'm obtaining some Zoom link or WebEx link. So you can just come to any time between this time period. So if you have any question, I can answer. Or if you have any concern, you can just kind of talk about it, okay? So go over anything in a lecture that may be unclear or generally chat about the topic at hand. So we can talk, okay? So I can also meet individually by appointment. We can meet outside or we can meet in office with a social distance, okay? Please do not hesitate to question me anytime if you are hard to understanding the lecture, okay? Even we have more about the socially distance right now. However, I try to involve you guys more to understanding about the lecture series and the lecture content better, okay? So please do not hesitate me to contact anytime, okay? So, but this kind of individual meeting and Zoom meeting is totally optional, okay? If you're smart, you're understanding everything, it's good to go, but you are still smart, but if you have a question, so don't be shy. Please contact me. I just want to talk to you guys individually. Okay. The lab session can also be attended through the Zoom, or you can optionally attend the lab on the Tuesday and Thursday in person. Okay. So I upload the lecture slide PDF, and then this video lecture, and also some lecture resource or the reading list in the Canvas. Okay.